me get my chair. Welcome, welcome. Can y'all hear me okay? Yes? Yay! How are we feeling? Oh my gosh. I feel good. Woo! I'm feeling good. Come on into the chat. Let me know where you're coming from. What's your acupuncture point of the world? How are you feeling? Let me get this chat up. Hi, Erica. Hi, Jeremy. Yes, 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 yes. Let's all say it with me. Come on. Yes, 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 yes. We are in the yes frequency. Come on. We are coming back online and we are ready to go. Yes, I'm catching my breath here too, if you can't tell. Andrea from Pittsburgh, North Carolina. Carlsbad. Where's Carlsbad? I'm so curious. Keep it coming, y'all. You are activating your acupuncture point of the world. You are sharing it. You are releasing it. You're opening it to the grid that we are creating together here. San Diego area. All right. SoCal. Yes. Waukee. Yes. Windsor Heights, Iowa. Yes, Denise. All right. You're my neighbor. What? Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Let's go, you guys. Yes, 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 yes. Blessings from the very dense acupuncture point of northern Israel. Erica, yes. Yes. You are doing some work, Mama. You are doing some work. Thank you for being here. Michelle, Urbandale, Waukee. All right. Yes, 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 yes. Come on, do it again. Say it with me. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, frequency is how we move through the dimensions. It's not bypassing, but we drop into the yes frequency, especially in spaces like this, especially when we come together, even through the journey that we are about to weave, y'all. This is going to be a blast. Hello, Emily from Portland. Yes. All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. First of all, I want to thank each and every one of you who has come live. If you don't know about me, I'm what's known as a finder channel. So my channel actually opens the more your hearts open in circle with me. So it's like I'm fueled by your fuel. And so when you show up live, you're really opening this portal for all that are going to join later. So I want to honor each and every one of you for feeling the call in your heart and your soul and showing up for it. That is how we work with the 5D, babes. So you are all in it. You're doing it. Okay? And as we move through 3D, 4D, 5D, I want you to notice when your mind tries to pull you out of the 5D. So this is going to be big because the 5D frequency brought you here. Something spoke to you about this transmission, about this offering. You knew something was here, so you said yes. Now you're here, and notice when you start to waver and you start to move back into the 4D, 5D. Okay, sorry, 3D, 4D. Yes? Okay. So let's do a little bit of housekeeping, I guess is what they called. I'll call it clarity. Let's do a little clarity on where we're going in this dimensional dance, in this tapestry that we are about to weave and we are about to amplify into the field. Y'all, we are creating a grid right here and right now. Give me sparkles if you feel yourself coming back online. Are you starting to feel the energy opening up? Are you starting to feel like, there I am, just in time. Okay, so that's what happens with the cosmos. That's what happens with the seasons. That's what happens with nature, right? It's like just in time. That's why I said show up in the 11th hour. Energy will always shift and change. How do we show up to it and how do we move through it? So y'all, I know your badassery is coming up back online because I know you're ready to catapult into the next timeline. That's what we're doing here. Who wants to go to the next timeline? I do. I do. Do you? Do you? Let me see. I'm going to look. Who? Come on. Lacey, I see you out there. Yes. Terry, yes. All right. We're doing it. We're doing it right here, right now. That's how this goes. It's how it rolls. Okay. Okay. So let's see. The experience. I want us to be so present. Y'all, I will raise my hand right now. Do you know how many master classes I've taken? I've put my video off. I've been multitasking. I've been doing all the other things, and I'm just kind of in and out listening. That is not this masterclass. This masterclass is an opportunity. This is the embodiment. We are moving somatic. We are moving to the cells. That is my gift. My gift is to move beyond the mind and access the cellular magic. So we've got to be present for it. So make sure you have water. Maybe you have your journal. If you happen to bring a clearing tool and a ceremonial bevy, I love to do that because it's very intentional and it really sets the space where we drop in with our heart. Your mind is always the first to come in, and when we're multitasking, it's our mind that's going all over the place, and our hearts and our bodies. So it's like, let's bring all of us here because this is where we're going to access the wholeness of us, which is where we root in the 5D and we bring it to the 4D and 3D. We bring it to this body, we bring it to this experience. So I just want to go ahead and sit up like nice and tall, feel your feet on the floor, take in a nice deep breath, and just sigh it out. You know, the reason I dance when we come in is it brings you into the body. It shifts the energy. It gets you out of the mind. It opens you up, right? Dance, yes, energy. Like, let's be available for what told you it wanted to show up for you today in. Did that make sense? I hope so. Okay, so let's breathe in again. Hold it, expand it through the field. Really feel yourself in this body. Your breath is such a beautiful sacred transport. And when you're ready, softening down. Make a sound, really let it out. Whatever's been holding on inside, whatever stress or tension you may have had, like, let's start to release that. Let's start to open that up right here and right now. So breathe in again. Hold it. Squeeze the energy up from your pelvic bowl all the way to your crown chakra, like a little light elevator, ding, 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 all the way up to your crown. This is activating your pineal gland. And taking a little more breath. Expand this into your field. Feel the light strengthening. Feel it amplifying. And when you're ready, All right, we're going to do one more, and this one we're going to hum together on the end. This actually activates your parasympathetic nervous system. It also calibrates your vagus nerve. So this is a very quick way to shift the energy for you, and this is actually how I start to tap into the field for my channel. So let's go, okay? So take in that breath. Hold it in. Squeeze the energy up all the way from your root this time, all the way to your crown chakra, like a little light elevator. Ding, 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 all the way up. And when you're ready, we're going to hum together. Beautiful. I felt some tears already starting to come up out there. So this is going to be fun. That's the thing, y'all. We get to have fun with everything that happens in this experience. We so often compartmentalize ourselves that we have to feel one way or we take away from something else, but we get to actually sit in the majesty of duality and contrast. So even if we're going to move through big emotions, maybe some imprints are going to come up today, we are going to have fun doing it. And that yes frequency where we welcome it is going to actually move us through quickly. That's what we've been missing so much for so long. We've gotten used to chronic, and we are actually made to move acutely. Does that make sense? Let me know. Erica, yes, already feeling it big time. Me too, babe. Me too. Me too. I am like on freaking fire, y'all. I turned back on and I'm like, wheels are turning. Light is like amplifying, like, let's go. So good on you for being here with me. You could just receive all of this flame that's coming up online, okay? All right. So that's the experience. Now we're going to move through the 3D, 4D, and 5D. As we move through them, we're going to move through them mind, body, soul, and energy. Okay? And once we get through all of them, once we have created this grid of magnificence, of light that we are doing here together. And we share it with the field, we share it with the collective, we share it with the universe. It's going to be forever and always. Then I'm actually going to offer you an opportunity to go deeper with this at the end. And I want you to notice how you show up for that opportunity. When I share a little bit more about the program that I have coming up, I actually want you to notice if you stay in the 5D or you go to your 4D and 3D. So just let that set, let that kind of land and root in for you. And that's kind of going to be how we unfold today. Does that sound good? Are we ready to go? Anybody? This is a group experience. I'm not here on my own. Yes. Yes, I got some thumbs up. I love it. Hi, Liz. I'm looking at all of your beautiful faces. Hi, Tracy, everybody that's popping in. Okay, so before we really open circle, who is this for? It's important to me that you know who this is for and you say yes. You say, yes, this is me. Yes, my heart is a yes on this. Yes, it's an empowered yes. You know that you came here to disrupt. You know that you came here to go all in, even if you don't know how to do it yet. That's important. But you know somewhere deep inside of you that you came to go all in on this experience, that these lineage patterns and wounds, this collective conditioning ends with you. You know that. That's who this is for. So even if you're scared, even if you're nervous, you're excited as well. You're hopeful as well. Is that you? Is that you? I'm seeing yeses out there. All right. Yes. Okay. So who this is not for, this is really easy. This is not for the person that is in complete and total resistance. Real quick, I'm going to tell you a story. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm embodied trance channeler. My name is Lori Reising, PS, if you didn't see that. I'm an embodied trance channeler. I'm a speaker, and I'm a sacred guide. And I am here to help you turn your triggers into gold and your cells into light. Does that feel like liberation to you? I'm living the liberation. I'm literally having the lived experience of this. It just happened for me this week with someone who I had a very, very, very deep wound with. And it was amazing to show up to it and be completely neutral and actually hold it all in love. There was zero entanglement. Guess what happens at that point? I'm giving you a little warning here. I'm going to swear. You become unfuckwithable. In your energy, emotionally, physically, your frequency amplifies. And this is how we shift the collective. This is how we accelerate the timeline of New Earth. Because I saw it happen real time this week. It was incredible. Because how I showed up, instead of being reactive, defensive, instead of going back to the pattern that we used to have, she became receptive. She let her defenses down, and she actually was able to hear what I was sharing about how to move through the wound. And she did it. And we're going to do the same thing today. Y'all, that is liberation. This is a years-long, deep, deep wound where we haven't even been in each other's life for quite some time. Does that feel good to you? Could you imagine being able to show up in that kind of emotional mastery, that kind of authority, that kind of joy, even in the triggers and the wounds that show up in your life? That's my mission here. That's what I'm here to offer and to share it with the collective. And believe me, it hasn't always been easy. Because when I'm a reflection of your trigger, ooh, people have not always received that well. But if you stay in this arena with me, this is where we get to move through it quickly. But if you leave the arena, that's where it becomes chronic. So when I say you're not in resistance, I've also been many other things, a pelvic bowl therapist. I've trained with John Barnes. I've been a transpersonal hypnotherapist. And somebody came in to get a hypnotherapy session for me. And this is years ago, and I'm sure this is going to resonate with you. They came in to get a hypnotherapy session with me, and I was like, okay, so let's talk about it. And they're like, you can't hypnotize me. Okay, I guess I can't, and I don't want to. Why would you pay someone to go help you solve a problem and then say no to them? This is radical transparency. How many of you have ever done that before? Because I get it. I get that feeling, because they're like, this is what happens in the spiritual world all the time. Well, I'm not going to believe it unless I see it. Who knows that? Who has said that in their life before? I'll believe it when I see it. Do you know how much that's delayed us by freaking generations? Because that's moving in the symptomatic space, the physical space, and waiting, and just allowing history to dictate who we are and how we create, or how we follow, I should say. How many of you have ever said that in your life or thought that? Yeah. So let's flip that script. What happens when we say, I'll see it when I believe it? Ooh, la la. We're getting into manifestation work. Y'all, by the end of this masterclass, stick around, because I'm going to give you the one thing that actually blocks people from manifestation. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it happens in a day, but I'm going to give you the goods, the 411. Yeah? Okay. So I told you a little bit about me, and I am really excited that you're here. I came in a starseed, and then I had a massive human awakening. And you guys can probably agree with this. You didn't feel normal. You couldn't understand the people around you. Like, it felt like there was something wrong with you, even as a child. As a child. That's something wrong with the collective if our children thinks there's something wrong with them because they don't see themselves outside of themselves. They can't understand their deep knowingness that they came in with. So I knew that we could levitate. I would sit in the church and look around at all this like anger and hypocrisy and violence, and I'm like, I don't get it. Like, I knew that we were divinity, and I knew that we could levitate. So I believed it. I came in as a kid knowing this. Nobody changed that belief for me. And in my 20s, I levitated. That's how strong and powerful we are. I believe there's somebody here in the crew, in the circle, that has seen me levitated. Jump into the chat and let everybody know. I think she's here. So what happens when we truly, not just saying it, but when we believe, I'll see it when I believe it. That's the energy. That's what we're working with here. And that's how we're going to, I really want to break down, because we're still really reliant on our expert narrative or our linear learning or educational system. So I want to break down each of the dimensions so we actually can find a little bit more mastery within them. And then we can move through them in authority, right? Okay, questions so far? I've always thought something was wrong with me untangling this lie. Yes, in your 30s and 40s, let's go. Once we get into 5D, y'all, there's no time. There's no age. It's an unfolding. It's a growth. It's an evolution. It's a becoming. And we get to collapse the timelines. Every single one of you is collapsing the timelines by being here with me right here and right now. So I ask you deeply to show up to this as if you paid for it, as if you invested all kinds of money into it. Show up in that space. Because when you start showing up in that space, no matter if you did pay or you didn't, that's when your focus, your energy is available, your heart is open, and that's when you get the present moment activation. You get all the ahas, you get the epiphanies, you get the new paths, you get the new possibilities, you get the downloads and the transmissions. Yeah. I'm going to be yes energy this whole time. I'm just going to give you a warning. I'm going to be like, yes, 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 yes. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Okay, yes, Liz. Yes, Lori Reising rises. Amazing. I knew she was here. We've had some fun together. Woo! Yeah. Okay. I have some notes just so I really want to make sure I cover everything here, and I don't want to leave anything out, because it is like, I am like, once I came onto the scene, I'm coming back online, my heart is burst open. I'm like, I'm giving it all. Let's go. Like, who doesn't want to live in a collective that lives in the 5D, that lives in the new earth first? I mean, I do. I want to see miracles happen on the reg. I want to see new systems pop up right and left, right? I don't want to be plugging into this collective fear anymore that is being manipulated. There is a reason that there's continuing to be separation. That's how we stay isolated. Okay, so the squeeze we've been in, let's talk about it real quick. Let's open, and then we're gonna talk about the squeeze, and then we're gonna get right into the third dimension, right into the somatic, okay? So if you do have a clearing tool, let's grab that. I've been using vetiver lately. I love a little bit of vetiver. Harvested sustainably in Hawaii. If you haven't ever like been with a vetiver, it's a really beautiful sacred plant to be with. Vetiver, Vetiver, vetiver. It really activates the pineal gland. It activates our consciousness connection. So if you don't have a clearing tool, just feel the energy start to shift around you. Feel this like spirit move around you, from you, through you. And just imagine every chakra just easily floating, right? It's like being touched, it's being kissed by this shift. And just feel it move through you, starting at your Earth Star chakra, going all the way up to your Soul Star chakra, one by one by one. And you'll feel me do this often, where I come back and soften down because the energy rises up so high within me, and then I'll come back and soften down. It's so good to get into this practice where we don't just stay in this linear space energetically, through our thoughts, through our physical body, like movement. We're here for movement. We're here for change. We're here for growth. We're here for the new evolution over and over and over. Beautiful. And I am going to, if you have a candle, light it, but I'm just going to light this to remind us of the eternal that we are. Remind us of the eternal light that we are, the essence that we are. This body is just a little blip of time. We're actually, the dominant part of us is the soul, is the light, is the essence, is the energy. And we get convinced that it's just this one little lifetime in this body. This is just the vehicle and vessel you get to ride around right now. And it's offering you the experiences that are the path to your fifth dimension. And we've been resisting those experiences. We've been hiding from them. We've been pushing them away. So just let yourself really drop into this light. Let yourself drop into the eternal light that you are. And we're going to be doing some work with this. This is going to be the final activation today. And it's going to be big. Big, big, big. I go big, babes. I go big. You're welcome. Nile? Did I say that right? Beautiful name. I love it. So I ask all beings who love us unconditionally to come in with their messages and guidance and their support and their direction. And I ask that they share with us this continued light, this continued amplification, as each one of us moves beyond this circle, and as we share it with our communities, and we share it with our acupuncture point of the world, we share it with the collective. So I ask that the ascended masters show up, the councils of light, the angels, the archangels, the ancestors, our highest self, the star beings, and all those that are here in the highest and best good for this circle and for humanity. We thank you for your connection. We thank you for this galactic citizenship and this galactic community. Aho. And if you do have a ceremonial bevy, no worries if you don't, just feel it in your hand. This is just a nice little elemental connection. And this is connecting us with those humans that have, dedicated, they're on their soul mission. They've dedicated their lives to creating this and transforming it into the medicine that comes into our hearts from the earth, through them to us. This is such a beautiful path that we weave together. So we hold all of them in their highest and best good and their families. And we ask that our circle be shared with them first and foremost. And this is a time to really breathe your intentions into the smoke as you drink your first drink. Ask your questions to your heart and just take a breath and let yourself be present. No matter what you have in your hands, it doesn't matter what it is. This is all about our intention. So we drink together now. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, they're not messing around. So several of you are going to actually change something right after this in your life. You're going to make a really big new decision and you're going to change something. So let's go. You know, I'm here for it. I'm holding you. They just breezed that in. And it was a very, very joyful message. So we are all like cheering you the F on. It's time. You're ready. And every somatic practice and embodiment practice we go through today is going to lead you there. So let yourself just be curious, let yourself be open and ready to welcome it. Okay. So we've all been in the squeeze. Am I right? The last 7 months to a year. Ooh, ouch. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. It's been so freaking intense. Like, I love that I can laugh about it now, y'all, because I've been on my knees. I have been crying my eyes out. I've been screaming into the ground. I've been running around. I've been in the bathtub. Like, oh, it has been big, 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 big. So this is the reality that I want us to sit with. Now, as you feel the energy start to open up, this is the pivotal point. This is where we actually accelerate consciousness. Because all the work you've been doing, because I know you've been doing the foundational work, you've been showing up over and over. Then it feels like you've lost it all, right? During these retrograde periods, during the dark winter's night, however you want to feel into it, during, how the cosmos are shifting to actually amplify us. So it's like there's a contraction to expand further than we ever have before. But we have to say yes to it now. So this is the moment that you show up in the courage, you show up in the trust, you follow the heart's guidance, even when your mind doesn't understand it. It will never make sense to your linear expectation and control. So you've just got to be an open and a full yes, and that will actually take you into the quantum leap that you didn't create in the physical yet. Are you following me with this? Yeah? Me? Yes. Okay, I got a half one. Okay. This is why it's so important, and this is why I scheduled this masterclass before I was even ready, because that's how spirit works through me. I channel my life, even if I'm like, I'm not ready, I'm still a wreck, I don't know what's going on with my life, like what is happening. I trust. And right before this, the energies broke open, the portal has opened, and now here we are. So this is now where we're going to say yes and we're going to catapult. This is where we don't go back to the old habits because they're comfortable, even in the discomfort. And we're going to get to that in the 4D. So I want you to repeat after me because I know this is what you're feeling. I am raw and I am ready. Let's go. I am raw and I am ready. 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 Y'all, when you talk to your angels, when you talk to your guides, talk out loud. Bring it out. Say yes. We tell kids to keep their wishes inside and never tell anybody. What does that tell us? Hide it. That's not manifestation. Let's amplify it. Let's put it into the field. I am raw and I am ready. Let's go. Okay. So we are going to go into the 3D. Who's ready to claim the healed one? I'm not going to go until I see everybody. I want to see everybody. Who's ready to claim the healed one? Yes, yes, yes. Come on, come on, come on, come on. All right. That's the vibe. That's what I'm talking about, y'all. Let's be in this frequency. Okay. So, I'm gonna actually pull up the whiteboard because I want to write down. I am going to be looking at the chat. Because I want you to share with me. Start thinking, not just thinking, but feeling what the 3D is to you, and start writing it in the chat. What is the 3D to you as I pull up the whiteboard here? Here we go.
Tiny.
Okay, and I'm going to have you all mute yourself too. Okay, now let's see how we go here. I'm going to come back and look at your answers. Living in this body as a human, what does 3D mean, and what does collapsing timelines mean? Okay, we will get to that. A place of learning, blessings, and lessons. Same old, same old. Prison of mind and spirit, limiting. Okay, so limiting, physical, let's see, hard, physical reality. Okay, Erica, you are on fire here. Separation, duality, conflict, contrast. Okay, I'm going to come back down to see if there's anything else that y'all are saying. Okay, yay, it's up and running. Okay. All right, so now we're going to go to two things in the 3D, 4D, and 5D. The first one that we're going to go to is ego. So what do you think happens in the 3D with the ego? Anybody in the chat? Self-centered, it keeps you stuck, competition, runs the show. Okay, good, yes. It gets offended, yes, yes. You are all in it, yep. Without ego, we can't live in 3D. Without ego, we can't live in 3D. Okay, so what happens in the 3D is the ego identity. Now, this, I'm going to be very clear on this because this is very different than the healthy ego. But instead of saying healthy ego, I'm just going to say self-love. Okay, so we are separating the learned ego, which is what we're talking about here, from our self-love. Ego means different things in different contexts. Okay, so we're going to be talking about ego, and we're going to be talking about triggers in each of the dimensions. So in the 3D, we identify with the ego, right? That's actually what's running the show in the 3D. So if we come back over here to what many of you said, that's where, and then we're going to add some more in, that's where we actually run our stories, where we defend, where we sit with power over, right? Where we're in right versus wrong. Is this landing with all of you? And this is where, so if you imagine all of that, right? If we go into power over, defend, right or wrong. Let's see, I have more in here. Lack, control, what do you think happens when we experience a trigger in the 3D? I'm going to give you one more here before we go to trigger, because this is going to help you. Take it personally, anger and protect, physical pain, prickly feeling under skin, reaction, take it personally, anger and protecting self-protect. Yes, yes. Anger, guilt, shame, contraction. Yes, yes, all of those things. So in the 3D, how do we feel about life? Life is happening what? Anybody out there? Jeremy, yep. Life is happening to us in the 3D. So when life is happening to us and we hit a trigger, then Yes, perfect. Erica, victim mode. We become a victim to the trigger. Life is hard and scary, right? The conditions around me are why I am the way that I am. Are you identifying with this? So life is conditional. Never looking within. Yep. Always looking without. Always wanting something outside of us to change in order to what? If we want something outside of us to change. Yes. Oh, you guys are on point. Feel better, to feel safe. We need the condition around us to change to feel better and feel safe. So that also means that it is symptomatic living. So we're living from the physical symptoms and controlling our lives from there. Something outside to make the change, life-changing an environment. So what happens in our triggers is we resist, we defend, and we project. So this is all about radical transparency. How many of us have had a trigger recently or in this whole squeeze that we've been in, right? This constriction that we've been in order to catapult us into the next timeline. How many of us have had a trigger come up and we've reacted? We've defended. We've projected. I did. Yep. In the beginning, I actually did quite a bit. And I had an awareness of it, but I still did it. So now I know that I'm in 3D living. Somebody put a line on there. No drawing on the whiteboard. The one rule. Too much. Yes. But what about needs in terms of relationship? If needs aren't being met, ego wants the other person to show up different. Is the only spiritual thing to just walk away and let go? Jeremy, wonderful question. Let me know if you still have it at the end after we get through 3D, 4D, and 5D, because I believe it will be answered once we get through 3D, 4D, and 5D. But keep it. Hold that in the field. Okay. 3 realms of power. Okay. So the 3D, what we know about it is that it's the physical, right? It's these bodies. It's the constructs that we see around us. It's the linear systems that have been created, right? And we see this, and oftentimes we're tapping into it, right? Because we are energy workers first and foremost. Always. We are always energy workers. So even if your mind knows something different, your energy is absorbing whatever is in your dominant narrative, whatever is in your environment. So we have to have the awareness of that. Now, the awareness comes in the 4D. Now, if we're just simply in the 3D and we're not in the 4D or 5D, this is just our reality, and we actually don't care. Do you feel me on this? Do you feel the anger and the violence and the pain out in the world? And we don't understand why people can be like that? They're living fully in the 3D. They're living completely fractured. They're not tapping in or accessing 4D or 5D. They have shut their soul down. They have shut their energy down. I think Erica said it before in 3D. Constriction, stagnation. What leads to all of that? Stress. Stress. People always talk about the gateway drug, and I'm like, stress is the gateway drug, but we've normalized it. We've accepted it. And it's what keeps us in these chronic states. Confusion and stress. Yes. So, in the 3D, when we have awareness, this is where we will wait for a condition to change before we do the thing, before we make the move, before we decide to heal, before we go all in on ourselves, before we do anything. Now, what I'm going to share with you real quick is Hi. What I'm going to share with you real quick is something that happened in my life where I waited for a condition to change for almost 10 years before I actually changed, before I actually healed. I had decided to live a fractured life because I was living in symptomatic living. I needed this physical thing to change in my life before I would actually do the deep work, before I would go into the 4D and the 5D, before I would look at the triggers and the wounds and the pain. And guess what happened? Time ran out. The thing that I wanted in my life more than anything became unavailable. And I'm so thankful that I actually paid attention when it became unavailable, because then I had no other choice. I had to decide, am I going to go in and am I going to try to enjoy this life? Am I going to find peace, joy, happiness in this life, even though the one thing that was my biggest dream in the world didn't come true because it's no longer available to me? And I made that choice at that time, and I said yes. Now, I am going to mention pregnancy loss here because it was being a biological mother, having a child. And my daughter was stillborn, and the rest of my children were miscarried. And I went into a very deep, dark place. And I stayed there waiting for that to change. And when I finally reached the age that it wasn't even available to me anymore, that's when I finally said yes. I finally said, I'm no longer going to live in this struggle. I finally said, I'm going to heal this wound. I finally said, I want to enjoy this life. I want to experience this life. I don't want this monkey on my back anymore. And so I did. I dove in. But imagine what would have happened had I decided earlier to not wait for a condition, to show up, to clear the energy, to find the healing, to get into my 4D and 5D and stop living from the 3D, from the physical first. Is this making sense? Many of us will wait for a condition to change to make it easier to evolve. So I want you to notice in your life right now, if there's something that you're waiting to change to make it easier to find the courage, to take the chance, to take the risk, to do the thing that's tapping on your soul, because that is 3D living, and that is old earth, and that's what we're changing. So, who's ready to do some embodiment? Yes, Denise was like, yes, I'm in, let's go. So we're going to do some embodiment in 3D before we move to 4D, okay? So this is going to be a breathwork session. And the reason that we're doing breathwork in the 3D is that we actually want to create some movement. So I don't want your mind to have to find it. I want to just start creating deep movement in the cells, and the breath is your sacred, it's your sacred vessel to move into your truth and your wisdom. So we're going to use the breath to kind of like shake ourselves up and see what's in there. See what's stuck in the cells. See what's imprinted from the wounds, the triggers, the stories that we keep running and holding in our lives. So this is going to be the breath work portion. So I want you to just let yourself be in a state of curiosity. Let yourself be open to what wants to come through. And just know that right now you are in a beautiful circle, a beautiful grid of souls that are holding you. You are all powerful. You can move through whatever comes up. It's about the environment that you put yourself in. So I'm going to bring up some music. So get nice and comfortable. Get some water right now. Let's stay hydrated. Yes, all the time. First and foremost, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Because when we get to the channeling and the activation at the end, it is really important that you feel vibrant and well and ready. All right, let's see. I'm going to get this music going for us. Nope, breath work. Okay. So the first breath work we're going to do is going to be, it's like Wim Hof breath, if you've ever done Wim Hof breath. So it's going to be a circular breath. You're not pausing at all. So it's going to go. You're going to bring it all the way into your belly. And then once we complete that cycle, we're going to go into a hold, and I'll guide you into the hold, and then we're going to go back into that breath. Okay? So just go ahead. Let me know if you have questions in the chat. If there's any questions out there, put them in the chat. But if you're doing well and you feel good, just go ahead and start. In and out through the mouth, circular breathing, no pausing. If you feel tingling, it's normal. If you feel a little lightheaded, you can slow down a little bit, but just keep showing up for yourself. Keep letting yourself move through this sacred transport into your wisdom, into your truth. You're moving beyond all of these layers of the 3D conditioning, all of these layers of the stories, all of these judgments, all of these comparisons. You're moving beyond it. You're reaching deep into your soul, deep into your cells. Your breath is activating you. Maybe you're feeling some emotion come up. Allow it to be free. Let it go. Welcome it. Say hello. We cannot heal what we cannot feel. Let your body do the job here. Let your body share what wants to come through, what wants to break free, what wants to be known, what wants to reveal. Circular breath, you're doing amazing. No pausing. It's you in this body with this breath, in this sacred vessel. Your field is amplifying. I feel the strength of you. I feel you rising within. Honor yourself by showing up, by being curious, by welcoming. Let your mind rest. Let your body amplify. Let your breath transport you. Keep going. Keep flowing. Keep feeling. You're doing great. We're going to finish strong in this cycle in 3, 2, 1. Eyes closed. Center in. Taking a nice deep breath and hold it at the top. We're going to hold for a while. It's amazing. You can actually hold longer than your mind thinks you can. Expand this into your field. And when you're ready, exhale. Hold at the bottom. Find these still points within the body, within the vessel, within the soul, within the energy. Just receive. All right, go ahead and breathe in and breathe out, nice and easy. 2 more, breathe in and breathe out. One more. All right, back to it. Get right back into it. Cycle your breath, circular breathing, no pausing. In through the mouth, out through the mouth. Going deeper this time, deeper, deeper, deeper. You are the access point. You are the miracle. You are the magic. It is all within you. Keep going. Just notice. Be available. Receive. Breathe. 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 Softening in this breath, allowing any emotion to come up, allowing any feeling to come up, allowing the flow to move through you. Maybe you're feeling like you're levitating. Maybe you are levitating. Allow it all in. Breathe. Cycle. Release. Keep going. You're accessing a new layer of your being here and now. Breathe. Letting yourself go even deeper now. This is the great revelation. This is the great excavation. You're doing wonderful. We're going to finish strong as we finish in 3, 2, 1. On the exhale, you're going to hold. Exhale out and hold. Center. Find yourself deep within. Keep holding. Let this still point be your biggest one yet. This is where nothing lives and everything is available. This is the 0 point activation. Beautiful. Okay, nice easy breath. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. All right, we're going to switch to one final breath now. Just notice. Notice the feelings and sensations in your body. Notice what's coming alive. Just notice. All right, this final breath is going to be a heart belly breath. And we're going to take in a breath through the nose. We're going to breathe into the heart and then breathe again into the belly and then a big exhale. So it's going to go in through the nose to the heart, on top of it into the belly, exhale through the mouth. Go ahead. If you have questions, let me know in the chat. This is not a fast breath. This is a very intentional breath. We're really activating the heart and the gut and the intuition, the first and the second brains. Soften the pelvic bowl. Relax the mind. Take this ride through your whole vessel. Take it through your evolution. Take it through every moment that has brought you to right here and right now. Show up fully. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Keep going even when you don't think you can go. Go more, go deeper. Find your center. Find your courage. Find your strength. Let this be the biggest revelation yet. Just receive and breathe. You're doing great. Finish strong. Let's go. All right. In 3, 2, 1. Close your eyes. Come to center. Easy breathe. Easy breath in and out. Easy breath in and out. Easy breath in and out. Find your feet on the floor. Feel the sensation. Just listen. Listen through your heart, listen through your cells. Listen through the frequency all around you. Listen to the air on your skin, in your field. Receive through your hands, through the soles of your feet. Listen to your life force energy. Let this come up big for you now. One more final breath. Big breath in. And sigh it out. Ah. Come on back. I'm going to bring the music down. Beautiful. Welcome back. Welcome. Take a drink of water. Take a drink of water. Share with us in the chat. What's alive for you? What's come through? What has your innate guidance system shared with you? How did you move through that practice? How did you receive it? Erica's in the full body tingles. She's alive. Deeply centering and calming. Beautiful. Anyone else in the chat? You're welcome. Release stuck emotions, a purge of emotion, tingles, felt anger come up. Stay with it. Don't push it down. Stay with it. We're going to keep going, babes. We are on this ride together. Whatever came up, say yes to it. Yes, 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 yes. Say yes to it. Calming and centering. I still have a yawn coming in. Yawning, yes. Clarity, release, a purge of emotion. Beautiful, yes. Peace, calm. Y'all, I'm going to drop it like it's hot for you right now. You are the greatest healer that has ever walked this earth. Do you know why? Because you are the access point. No one else is. No teacher, no method, no book, no anything else. They're there to support and guide you, but you are the access point, and that's what we're going to get to in the 5th dimension. Ah, clarity. Yes. So let's go to 4D. I'm not going to mess around with the whiteboard again. We're just going to talk about it. So start putting into the chat. What comes up for you in 4D? What's 4D to you? How about the ego? How about the triggers? How is life happening in the 4D? Let me know. Kristen says ego death, awareness, Andrea. Happening for you, not to you, Kristen. Keep it coming, y'all. What's happening in the 4D? I love this. I love this. Bridge to cosmos. Yes, let's go. Openness. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Ah, ah, ah. Detachment. Come on. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. All right. What happens with triggers in the 4D? Look always inside, letting go of mental wrangling, openness. I'm not familiar with the differences of the dimensions, so I'm learning more. Babe, that's why you're here. Let's go. Just receive. Just receive. Come on. Respond, not react. Okay. So I don't even know why you guys are at this masterclass. You got so many rights. Y'all are dialed into the 4D, but there's something that we need to really talk about in the 4D that I think we haven't zeroed in on yet. No right or wrong. Triggers bring compaction. Did I get that right, Tracy? Compaction or compassion? I'm thinking you're saying compassion. Okay, so in the 4D, y'all, this is the healing loop. This is the healing loop. It's in the 4D. Most of us are living in the 4D. We're tapping into the 3D and the 5D, but we're living in the 4D, and it's becoming an eternal cycle. Who wants out of the healing loop? Yeah. We've normalized the healing loop. We've normalized healing. You know, at my retreat in Costa Rica, we had this beautiful sweat ceremony with this gorgeous man named Nariv, and he was talking about this. And I've heard it so many times, but it landed deeply because he said, you know, in their tradition, we don't ask for healing, we ask for good health, because if we're healing, it means we're always sick. And that really impacted me. And this is what took me down this whole portal of claiming the healed one, of no longer identifying in the healing loop. So we're the only ones that get to claim the healed by actually refining our everyday moments. Our everyday moments and triggers are gold. It's how we actually claim the healing. Instead of our triggers being something that we resist or push back, when we start to work with them, we can actually start to claim it. So what happens in the 4D is life is happening for us. Somebody said that, I think it was Kristen. So 3D life is happening to us, 4D life is happening for us. So in the 4D, we actually start to have this awareness. Somebody else, I think Andrea said this, the ego awareness. We're aware of the learned ego. We're aware of the ego that's defending and pushing back and controlling and trying to have power over right versus wrong. So now we have this awareness, right? So now we're kind of dancing in these two timelines of the ego identification and the healing that we desire, right? But this is where we can get delayed in the 4D, because what happens in the 4D in this awareness is we're desiring relief. So the trigger comes in and we have an awareness of it, but we want relief from it. So we actually will start to put up boundaries. If you haven't listened to my podcast episode, your boundaries are holding you back. Please do. Because boundaries live in the 4D. And boundaries take energy. So when you have boundaries in your life, you say, I'm not available for that, but I'm going to stay in this container with you. So I'm going to hold you back. I'm going to hold this boundary up while we're in this container, while we're still doing the dance that we've been doing for how long. But you don't get to do this. You can do these things, but you can't do this. So in the 4D, we're actually staying in this container instead of creating a new container. Now I'm going to apply this to old Earth and new Earth. Old Earth, this is a good example. It's the politics. Old Earth has this political, whatever, I was going to say regime, but this political landscape that has been going for a long time, right? It's a container. And then they move around in this container far enough to make you think it's going to change. If your side wins, it might change. Oh, then the other side wins. Now that might change, but it keeps you separate. So we stay in this container that's not actually made to change. This happens in the containers that we come into in our life. So this, the 4D, is where I work with so many of my clients in their parent wounds. This is the foundation of so much of the work that I do in my private mentorships, is because we will live with parent wounds forever, and we will have resentment, we will have blame, and we will feel powerless to them. The reason that we're feeling all of that is because we're staying in the same container that we absorbed when we were very young. Instead of becoming the creator that we are, the healer that we are, and stepping out of that container and shifting into a new container. The new container is in the 5D. I'm giving you the answer right there. But the 4D is where we're stepping in and out. This is where some confusion can happen because we have the awareness, we want the healing, we desire it, we know it's available, we're listening to all the podcasts, we're reading all the books, right? And then the trigger comes in, but we want relief from the trigger. So we'll shift ourselves to basically get the pressure valve better. Now, another way for me to explain this is we have to look at the environment that we put ourselves in. So if we don't leave that container, we stay in the environment that created all of the discord, all of the contrast, all of the pain. And then the trigger comes up in that container, and we just want relief from it, so we do whatever we can to relieve ourselves instead of putting ourselves in the right environment, allowing the same trigger to come up, and moving through it in power. So this will happen at my retreats often, where a trigger or a wound will come up because we're doing so much of the embodiment, it will come up. And then someone in the retreat that's feeling that will leave, will take themselves out of that field where it's available because they want the relief from it. And we defend this as boundaries. Are you all feeling me? Is everybody following me on this? Anybody? So when we leave the environment that actually can hold us in witness, can hold us in unconditioned, that we can move through the pain, the imprint, the wound, so it leaves our body. We leave, and then we get enough relief that it doesn't actually heal. So it stays in the healing loop. So this is the mastery. When you realize when you can put yourself in the right environment with the triggers that come up for you, they become your access point to the 5D, but you have to stay. Because in the 4D, we actually have we have resistance in the 4D because we're still scared to feel that feeling again because we think it's going to take us down. We think we're not going to survive it because we've been feeling that feeling in the environments that aren't supportive, in the containers that aren't healthy, and they aren't in unconditioned. They're in condition. Yes, the idea of changing environments, not to make the triggers easier. The only thing that will make the triggers easier is that you actually let yourself move through them. They're the access point. So you have to feel whatever that wound was that started the trigger, however long ago, because we so often resist feeling that. So we keep pushing it down and it becomes chronic. We keep pushing it down because the trigger's coming up in containers that aren't supportive, in environments that aren't supportive. So when you can lead yourself into an environment that is supportive, to actually move through, to feel it fully, to release it, to let whatever's residing in your cells out, that's where you can claim the healed one. And that's where you actually now can come back and create a new container. I'm going to take you back to the beginning when I was sharing with you that I had something come up this week with a family member that was a years-long wound. I've created a new container. I'm no longer entangled in that wound. So I can be available for her entanglement that she hasn't changed or shifted. But because my frequency wasn't available for it, she didn't have anything to be in the 3D and in the ego struggle with. So now she had two choices: to double down in her pain and her resistance and her defense, or to actually hear me because I'm coming from a neutral place. I'm coming from a new container. Is this making sense? Give me some sparkles if this is making sense. So now are we understanding how the 4D can actually be a big delay? And it actually can be a little bit more intense for us because we have the awareness. We know we've tapped into the 5D and we know what's possible. But why isn't it changing here in the 4D? Why am I not manifesting my dream life? Why are these triggers still coming in? How can 4D be delayed? So 4D is delay because this is where we will be in the healing loop, where we'll stay in the same containers even though the trigger's coming up, and then we just try to get relief. So this is where boundaries come in, because a trigger comes up and we say, boundary, you can't do that to me, but I'm still in this container with you. No one else is going to heal the wound for you, ever. And this is where we get into scarcity, time scarcity. When we can be in evolution, evolution is 5D. When we can be in evolution, we can actually allow ourselves to break free from the container, heal in the right environments with unconditioned, with witness, with love, with care, with nurturing, instead of putting that on someone who's not available for it, they're not ready for it, their frequency cannot match it. Does this make sense? Yes? Okay, good. I don't know what IFS is, Tracy. You can put that in the chat. So this is where 4D can also be where bargaining comes in, right? So this is where I've had somebody in one of my programs where all of her channel was coming online. Her psychic abilities were coming online. Like she was really tapped in, but she had this old relationship that she had decided she wanted more. The partner had decided they didn't. But now, because she's in this 4D of awareness and healing, she bargained herself into that relationship. So she was trying to decide that she didn't need the full relationship that her spirit had told her she wanted in the beginning. So she bargained her way into sacrificing that need and telling herself it was okay, that she was still getting what she wanted. But it was still a massive block in her progress. And when the trigger came up with me, we were in the environment where I could hold her in that trigger and she could actually, what's the word I'm looking for? She could actually experience it out of that container where she wasn't bargaining or sacrificing herself to make it better or find the relief. Does that make sense? Anybody? Is that making sense? Nobody's saying yes. Should I go on with that? It's making sense. Okay. So this is where we get stuck in the 4D. Yes, explain more. So basically, because she had started healing and she had started coming online and she was channeling and she was really opening up to spirit, her spirit was speaking to her. She actually like shifted herself into that relationship where she bargained her way into it and tried to convince herself that she didn't really want the thing that she wanted in the beginning anymore because she was still entangled in this container. And it was actually sucking the life force out of her. So when she came to me with it and I shared this with her, she got triggered right away and she was like, you can't tell me what to do. Like I can have boundaries over here. And then she sat with it and she was like, oh, I see. I get it. So when she came back to me and we moved through that trigger in a deep space of healing to fully feel it, to actually move into the access point of it, she never even had a thought of going back to that relationship or that container because it was already in the past, because now she was claiming the healed one. Yes. Okay. Okay. So it's making sense. Good. So let's go into the embodiment for 4D, shall we? Are you ready? So maybe through this talk, some things have come up for you. Tell me in the chat right now if you're feeling any challenge or resistance that's coming up in your body, because I might be able to use it in the embodiment that we're going to do, okay? I'm going to put it in the chat while I get the music going. Okay. I feel tightening in the back of my neck. Okay. Okay, so you're feeling tightening in the back of your neck. Are there any triggers coming up for you? Like in your stories or in your thoughts? Are there any triggers coming up for anybody right now? If you feel comfortable sharing it, I might be able to use it in the embodiment. Okay, so I love that you all are feeling where this is happening in your body, but I want to work with the mind here because in the 4D, we're actually still working in the stories of the mind. So any challenge, any trigger or challenge that's coming up for you in the mind right now. It's okay if you don't have one. We'll just go forward with what I had prepared. It got channeled through this morning, so I'm just going to trust that that's what was meant to be. Okay, so how do you feel about that? Like, tell me how you, codependency. There we go. Now I got something. So codependency savior mode. Okay, let me write that down real quick. All right, here we go. That's the one that I could get the most, savior mode and codependency. Okay, so get nice and comfortable. Tracy, I feel like that's mistrust. So I'm going to put that down. All right, so get comfortable, and what we're going to do here is we're going to do some tapping. Okay, so if you've never tapped before, just watch me and I'll be showing you where to tap. Okay, so we're just tapping on acupuncture points at the end of the meridians, and this is accessing the amygdala, which sends a calming signal while we're moving through the challenge or the negative beliefs, and then we're replacing with the positive beliefs. Okay, so go ahead and just start tapping on the side of the hand and just taking a nice deep breath. And whatever you're feeling right now, just rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. Notice how deeply you're feeling it, how intense it is in the body. Just tap on the side of the hand, breathe in, breathe out. Really find your feet on the floor. And then just repeat after me. Even though I'm scared to change what I know, I deeply and completely honor and love myself. There's a part of me that feels like I will lose everything if I change too much. And there's also a part of me that deeply knows that change is my birthright. And even though I'm conflicted, I deeply love, honor, and forgive myself. And even though I worry about how people around me will respond to these changes, or new actions I take in my life, I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself. And I forgive anyone else who may be involved. Even though I find myself in relationships that feel codependent, I deeply love, accept, and honor myself. I forgive myself, and I forgive anyone else who may be involved. Even though I have this drive inside of me to save other people, because I feel like I know what's better for them, I deeply and completely love and honor myself. I forgive myself, and I celebrate myself. Go to the eyebrow point. Because of all these feelings, I just stay with what's familiar. Side of the eye, I stay in what I know. Under the eye, even though it's uncomfortable. Top of the mouth, it just feels hard to do something different. Under the mouth, so I wait. Collarbone, I wait for something outside of me to change. Under the arm, because then maybe it'll be easier. Top of the head, I won't have to deal with the reaction of people I love. eyebrow point. Maybe someone else will make the decision for me. Side of the eye. Can someone else just please do this for me? Under the eye, because this creates stress in my body. Under top of the lip. Constriction in my soul. Under the lip. Negativity in my mind. Collarbone. There's a part of me that can find ease in this moment, though. There's a part of me that can feel relaxation in the body. Top of the head. And there's a part of me that can find softness in the mind. Eyebrow point. I can allow more than one thing to be true at once. Side of the eye. Actually, that feels really good. Under the eye, it's released a pressure valve in this experience. Top of the lip. And I'm starting to feel like I'm ready to change this now. Under the lip. I'm ready to disrupt this pattern. Collarbone. I can feel how it's holding me back. Under the arm. It's dimming my bright ass light. Top of the head. And I came here to shine. Eyebrow point. There's something that's rising within me now. There's a hope. Side of the eye. There's an excitement. Under the eye, there's courage. Top of the lip. I want to do this different. Under the lip. I get to do this different. Collarbone. I have this deep building desire to go all in on me. Yes, me. Under the arm. I'm ready to answer this tapping on my soul. Top of the head. I'm ready to show up unapologetically. Eyebrow point. I'm ready to let go of anything and anyone that isn't ready to come along with me. Side of the eye. I'm ready to trust the evolution of life. Under the eye, I'm open and ready to receive the magic of what comes next. Top of the lip. I am on fire. Under the lip. I came in divine, whole, and magnificent. Collarbone. Nothing has changed. I am energy. I am love. I am light. I am magnetic. I am going all in on me. I am claiming the healed one. Here and now. I am listening to this heart. I am receiving this divine guidance. I am showing up in confidence, with courage. And I claim it all right here and right now. All right. Close your eyes. Massage your ribs, massage your heart, taking a breath. Feel the energy in your body. Feel your soul, feel your spirit. Feel the movement. Breathe in, breathe out. And just check in on yourself, check in with the feeling, and see if anything has changed. Notice where you're at. Notice if your number has changed. Give yourself a big freaking smile. Smile from your liver. Eat, pray, love. Eat, pray, love. Beautiful. All right, y'all, come on back. Let me know in the chat. How are you feeling? What's alive for you? Lighter. Ready for change? Ready for change? Well, I'm going to change something for you right now. I just noticed the time. And we haven't gotten to 5D. What? Open to possibility without attachment. The fog is gone. Warmer, lighter, alive. I'm alive. Yes, yes, yes. We are alive. Y'all, we are alive and we are here and we are together. Let's celebrate that. More together, more flexible. Ooh, yes. I love all of it. Okay. Now, if any of you can stay for 5D, I would love it. I realize that we are at time right now. It's been 90 minutes and we have more to go. So if you can stay, please stay. If you can't stay, I understand. Go ahead and jump off and you'll get the replay so you can come back to the replay. But I would love to experience this activation with you. So real quick before we go to 5D, because I know it's been some time, drink some water and let's just stand up and bounce. Just bounce a little bit. We really want to, we've been moving in the embodiment, but we want to like move the body from sitting. So just let yourself go back and forth on your hips. Hydrate. Let your shoulders go. This is really moving the lymph, moving the energy. Take a breath in and let your voice go. There you go. Okay. Thank you, Andrea. All right, here we go, y'all. Let's drop into the 5D. So 5D, let's talk about the ego. Let's talk about how life happens in the 5D, and let's talk about triggers. So what happens with the ego in 5D? Anybody? Or what just happens in general? Yes, unity consciousness, Erica. Yes, that's the 5D, baby. And that's where we're going in New Earth. 5D first. 3D is physical first. 5D is unity. It's consciousness. It's energy first. 5D is the root. Compassion, telepathy, and remote energy shift. What's happening with life? How is life showing up for us in the 5D? Heart-centered, synchronicity. So in 5D, life is happening from us. Yeah? It's happening from us, y'all. Every experience that we come in and have, we already said yes to that before we even showed up into this little vessel, this little vehicle that's known as a body. So it's happening from us. So if life is happening from us, what's happening with the ego in 5D? We are creating our movie. What's happening with the ego in 5D? Anybody? Death of the ego. The ego is serving the one. Detachment, death. Yes, detachment happens in 5D. It's ego transcendence. We're transcending the learned ego in the 5D. So if we have ego transcendence, if life is happening from us, what's happening with our triggers? How do we feel about our triggers in 5D? Anybody? You might be feeling this way about your triggers right now after everything we've dropped into. Anybody? What's happening with our triggers in 5D? They lose their power, triggers don't trigger. So here's the reality. Triggers dissolve. Here's the reality, y'all. We're gonna have contrast. We're gonna have duality. We're gonna have things come up. That's the ebb and flow of life. We came here to have these experiences. But what happens in 5D with the triggers that come in is we welcome them. We welcome them because we know they're the access point. We know that they are going to actually catapult us into the next timeline. When we welcome them, we work with them, we massage them, we release them. We're no longer avoiding them. We're no longer defending in them. We embrace them. Yes, Kristen. Yes, that's what happens in 5D. So it doesn't mean you're not going to have things come up. I live in 5D. I still have triggers, but how do I show up for them? Because they move through very quickly. They don't have power over me anymore because I welcome them. I know that they're only going to move me deeper into a higher consciousness, into the next timeline, into my quantum leaps and jumps in life. And it takes me out of the linear. Okay? So 5D is where you channel your life. 5D is where evolution lives. 5D is where you're no longer needing a condition to change or be a certain way because you let everything evolve that needs to evolve. You have transcended time scarcity. You have transcended need. 5D is where desire resides. Do you know what happens in desire? Frequency rises. And when frequency rises, we become a match to the manifestations. So 5D is where you claim the healed one. 5D is where you clear the energetic struggles. You move beyond them. You're no longer available for them. That's not a frequency that you are available for. And when you live in that truth, when it actually lives in your heart and your cells, you live in that truth, you'll be amazed at how people, again, back to the beginning, people who come back and they're still living in that old trigger, that old wound, it has no access point to you because you have transcended it. And now you actually hold it and the person or the experience in love, truly in love, because you're not entangled anymore. No more entanglement. Are you feeling me on this? So we've all accessed 5D, but how many of us are more so living in 4D? How many of us are swimming in 4D? So how do we get to 5D? It takes desire. It takes intention. It takes vulnerability. And it takes your choice to invest in the containers and environments that will hold you while you heal the trigger, to use it as an access point to move into your next timeline. Yeah, love and pray for others who wronged you, but here's the deal. You don't have to work at it. It already is within you. That's the glory of the 5D, is that you don't have to wake up and tell yourself like, oh, you've got to be grateful today, or oh, you've got to love that person even though they're still upsetting me. There's no more entanglement. There's no more upset. You actually just, the love is just there because at your core, you are love. So when you keep shedding all of these stories, these imprints, these wounds, these triggers that have been holding on within you, the love is just, it is. Ascension just is. We don't have to learn how to ascend. We have to clear the things that are holding us from it. Do you feel me on that? because we came in all of consciousness. We're clearing the things that basically created amnesia around that. And that comes through your unique stories, triggers, experiences, wounds. You literally came in to only go through them, how you go through them, to get to your 5D, to get to your higher consciousness, and to live out your divine blueprint. Nobody else can tell you how to do that. You can't learn it in a book or a school. You have to use the map that you actually came in to experience, which are the challenges and triggers. Can you explain the difference of the communications levels between the difference between 3D, 4D, 5D? Yes. And the thing is, when you're in the 5D and you can, this is in the 5D, you move into the healing, the healed one, and you hold it. This is where the expansion lies. 4D, you can't hold it. You touch into it and you conceptualize it, you understand it, but you can't hold it because there's still fear of disappointment. There's still fear of expectation or fear of failure. We're still in those old containers that can pull us back. So in 5D, you expand and you hold it. That's where you move to the next manifestation. That's where you move into the next quantum leap because your frequency becomes a match. We can't force the change in our frequency. And this is what I told you in the beginning. I was going to tell you how to change, like literally the way that you move into 5D or channel your life is to clear the energetic struggles. This is the work I do with everyone in my containers. We work to clear the energetic struggles. And when that happens, there's freedom, there's liberation, and there's love. And you don't have to find it. It just is. There's ascension. It just is. So Jeremy, this is, you asked about the anger and rage of being mistreated. So that takes us back to 3D and 4D, conditional, right? And I was staying in that for a very long time, even in the situation with my family member. But once I did the work on my abandonment wound, because she had continued to abandon me, she had continued to mistreat me, she had continued to, show up in a selfish way, whatever it was. And once I did that work, I didn't need her to apologize. I didn't need her to change. I got to let her have her timeline. And I didn't let that entanglement or that container have power over me anymore. Is that making sense, Jeremy? Yes. Okay. So what I want to do here is I want to do an activation in 5D. Does anybody else have questions about the 5D before we move into the activation? So in the 5D realm, triggers still show up, but we meet them with love and let them move through. Yes, we actually welcome them. Y'all, when I have a trigger show up, I'm like, okay, let's go. What's here? What's going to shift here? How am I going to move? How do I get to work with this? It actually can become fun. I'm not saying that triggers or challenges are fun, but it allows me to be unentangled from the start because I am in such deep sovereignty of my experiences, my healer that I am, that I don't place anything on anyone else for my life. Not my parents, not my friends, not my clients. This is where I trust myself, I trust others, and I trust life in how it all shows up for me. And I know that I can navigate it because I have all of the tools to navigate it. Ones that you think should end relationship. I'm not sure what that means, Michelle. Is this landing? Are we feeling it? I want it to be landing in your heart and your cells, not just your mind. Yes? Are you excited? Yes? This is liberation. This is the excitement. When you can realize that you have the access points to change everything that you're still holding on to, and no, it's not anybody else's job to do that, and you can let them have their experience. You can let them have done whatever they have done because it literally needed to happen for you to move through this access point. That is the freedom of this experience. Terry, I'll get to the energetic struggles after the activation. Okay. You got the replay, Denise. You got the replay. Hey. Ooh. Yes. All right, let's go to the activation, y'all. So if this is all new to you and you have never been around a channeling, I will be channeling through light, through energy, and through frequency. And the more that you open your hearts, the more your guides share the messages that you're meant to hear through the energy, not through your words, not through your mind. Okay? So if it feels scary to you, let yourself receive that. If it feels odd or different to you, just see if you can be curious about it. See if you can open yourself up enough to hear whatever guidance and message wants to come through without your mind taking over and your mind deciding how it is. Remember when I talked to you about this in the beginning, that you showed up here in the 5D, but you might dip in and out of the 3 and 4D as we weave this tapestry? Notice if you dip into the 3 or 4D, or if you can allow yourself to stay in that 5D and just trust whatever's coming through is perfect, it's divine, and it's aligned, and what's meant for you, you'll receive. Okay? So let me bring some music up. Get nice and comfortable. And again, we're coming back to our breath, so just breathe in and out. Soften down. Yes, if you have a blanket, grab a blanket. Maybe take a drink of water if you need to, or if you desire to, I should say. Need is in the 3D, desire is in the 5D. And just feel yourself in your body as you breathe in and you breathe out. Feel this magnificent vessel. And even if you're experiencing any symptoms of pain or tension or tightness, just let yourself breathe into those spaces now. And just feel yourself softening down with every exhale. Your shoulders are dropping. Your jaw is relaxing. Your pelvic bowl is softening. And you feel this deep-rooted connection with Mother Earth. You've moved easily beyond the floor or the building, and you feel her soil, her fertile strength. You feel her connecting with your feet. You feel roots moving down from your feet all the way in to her heart, into her womb, moving through the rocks, the crystals, into this beautiful velvet womb space where her heart beats, and you sync up easily now. And there's such a deep richness in this connection. You feel so safe. You feel so loved. You feel so supported. She reminds you of your wholeness, of your divinity, of your core of love. And you just bask in this beautiful support, this beautiful connection. You feel yourself let go just a little bit more now. Your mind rests, your body relaxes, and your energy starts to amplify. Your energy starts to build. Your energy is strengthening from this beautiful rooted connection with Mother Earth, with Gaia. And you feel the evolutionary wisdom of Gaia pulsating through your bones, your veins, your sacred blood, your waters. You feel this evolutionary wisdom pumping through your heart. And she reminds you of the eternal you, of your essence, of your energy, of your remembrance. She reminds you of the strength, of the purity, of the magnificence that you came in to be and to live and to shine and to share. And you feel so safe. You feel so supported. You feel so loved. And as she begins to send up this beautiful life force energy through your roots, you feel it pouring through the soles of your feet. You feel this liquid lava light. It's moving up, up, up through your feet into your legs. It's turning on every one of your cells one by one by one by one. They're crystalline. They're sparkling. They're like the sun shining as it continues to move up through your body, through your hips, through your pelvic bowl, through your belly, through your solar plexus, through your fire, through your heart, into your shoulders, down your arms, through your hands, back up into your throat, your truth, your voice, your trust, and now moving up into your head and spilling into your sacred waters, your sacred reservoirs of your pineal gland and your pituitary gland now as they activate and they shine brighter, bolder, bigger. This light is growing within you. It's building. And as those sacred reservoirs flow over, this light moves out of your crown chakra as it flows through your soul star chakra, easily, effortlessly, going up, 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 reaching higher and higher through the clouds, through the sky, up into the higher dimensional realm, into the galaxy, into the universe. It's reaching for your highest self, the self that is all knowing, the self that is all loving, the self that is all guiding. This light is getting bigger and stronger and bolder and brighter as it reaches to connect in with that highest version of you now. And you feel yourself float. You feel your energy release. You feel your body relax. You feel yourself beyond anything that you've known so far. You feel so safe. You feel so supported. You feel so loved. And you feel the love that's pulsating through this light. You feel the compassion. You feel the confidence. You feel the courage. You feel the yes, yes, yes. I said yes. I chose that body. I chose that experience. I chose this growth and evolution. I chose to become more and more and more. I said yes. I said yes. I said yes. You feel this light as it's now pouring through the universe, connecting in with all that was, all that is, and all that will ever be. You feel this beautiful movement of evolution. You feel the millions upon millions upon millions of choices, of yeses to take these bodies, to take these experiences, to move deeply, to feel, to release, to receive, to flow, to emote, and to change and grow and evolve over and over and over again. And as these millions of yeses and choices and bodies move through, they move through, they move through, you come back and you see you. This light magnetizes back into you, pouring back into you. Humpatarai kai, huntarai, this light, it's a highway, it's a transcendence, it's a movement up and down, around, it's a spiral, it's a dance. Hunkai tarai kotarai kainka tarai, turunku turunturo kai tarainka, hunkai. You hear beyond your ears, you feel beyond your heart. You open, you receive. Huntai kai, 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 interai kai. Hunka interai kai, punturu unturu kai, kataru unkai, ka interai kai, inkatara inkai, hunkai katarai ka a tarai inku uturu unkataru unkata inkatarai. Huntarai, hunka enkai, tarai inka, unturu unturu unkai, tarai inka, anka antara inka, antara inka, intara inka, intara inko, unturu uka, antarai. There's an oozing of gold that has reached your heart. It's flowing up and down. It's flowing all around. You dance in the divine. You dance in the dimensions. You dance in your sacred soul's truth now. Tara inko, tara ika, tara ika, tara on, tara ika, putur on, tara i. Hey, katara in, kay katara in, katara in, katara in, katara o, putur on, ba a in, tray. On tara i, can you receive without the words? Can you feel this frequency? Can you flow through, tarai ka a tarai ka tarai kai tarai humpai tarai na tara unkai ka tarai ka a tarai ku utro umpai tarai. Can you feel the dance rising within you? It's as if you're dancing on 1,000 suns. It's as if you're rising in this liquid light of lava, bursting through. You are free. You are formless and you are liberated. As you come back, dropping down this highway of light, down this rail of light, down this elevator of light, down, spiraling, dancing, turning, twisting, magnetizing back fully into this body, landing now, receiving through every one of your cells now. Claiming it now. Breathe this in. Sigh it out. Let this body go. Let it flow. If it moves, just notice where it goes. Notice how it feels. Breathe this into your heart. Sigh it out. Feeling your feet on the floor. Feeling your soul levitated. Feeling a truth be revealed as you breathe this in. Let it out. Softening, softening, softening. You are here, you are here, you are here. Breathe this in. Hum it out. Smile. Smile from your cells. Smile with the earth. Smile with your highest guidance. Smile. Take a drink of water. And when you're ready, come on back as we complete our circle together. How are you feeling, loves? How are you feeling? Let me know in the chat. I think I see a big smile on Jeremy. I think I see smiling on Tracy. I see Erica smiling. What's going on? Come on. Let me know in the chat. How do you feel? Do you feel activated? Do you feel soft? Do you feel alive? Do you feel tender? Do you feel sleepy? Wonderful, alive, connected, calm, relaxed. I would love to hear how this dimensional dance has arrived for you. How has this experience, how has this grid been activated within you? I would love to hear your thoughts. I'm sure. So here's the deal, yo. Everything that I offer is your cellular upgrade. It moves beyond your mind. It lands in your cells. That is the embodiment guide that I am. That is the channeler that I am. And this will continue to unfold for you. So I do ask you to refrain from alcohol tonight. It could actually kind of catapult you in a different way because you're raw right now. Things are coming up. And I want you to be super present and available for what's coming up and let yourself move through it instead of push it back down with anything else. So please try to refrain from alcohol tonight. Get really good sleep. Drink lots of water. And yeah, keep sharing with me. Share how this has moved through you, for you, through you, from you. Do you feel more confident in the dimensional dance? Do you feel like you understand the 3D, 4D, 5D? Let me know. Did this land for you? Is it exciting for you? Is it moving you? Is it, shifting something for you? I'm sure as I move through the day, I'll have some more revelations. Yes. Okay. Keep those coming in the chat. I really do want to hear. This was a massive activation today, and it's offering us a move into the next timeline when we say yes to it. Yeah, Erica, I'll take some time to fully process this. If you're taking your time, yes, and please come back and let me know, because it only helps to amplify the field when we share this together in this circle that's been created. Even if you're in the replay, you're amplifying the circle. This is sacred. This is deep work that we're doing for generations to come. This is not just for us and not just for this body and this experience. This is what we deposit into the field. This is what those that go beyond us will be able to tap into. This is the new earth that we are the gate openers for. So before you go, I do want to share what I told you I was going to share in the beginning about my new online signature program that's coming up. It's called Channel. This is where we don't learn how to channel. We shed the layers that kept us from believing that we were. You are a divine channel. You get to channel your life. It's a freaking blast to channel your life. Does it mean that you're not going to have triggers or challenges or experiences? No, but it means that you're going to move through them in emotional mastery, in authority, and joy. That's what we're going to be doing in Channel. It's a 9.5-week program. I am so excited about this. It has been quite the unfolding into the divine time for this to land. Because it's my inaugural program, because it's the first time I'm offering it in this format, I am offering it a half off price. I'm also offering a payment plan. And for anyone who would decide to join Channel before we end this call, this just got channeled through before we jumped on, I'm offering anyone who joins before we end this call a channeled session with me, which I don't actually do anymore. So if this is feeling exciting to you, if your heart is saying yes, ask me questions in the chat. Let me know what's coming up for you, because where we're going is we're going to be doing 9 live modules together. We're going to be moving through every one of the chakras. And if you enjoyed what we did today, imagine what we're going to do in 9.5 weeks together. We are going to blow the lid off of this 3D sitch. No more old world, no more old earth. We are the ones that are creating new earth because we are the creators. And when you start channeling in your life, when you start moving from 5D first, instead of swimming in 3 and 4D and only accessing 5D sometimes, people respond, people change. You don't have to use your words anymore. We are energy first. Your first language is energy. And that's what we're doing in Channel, is we're moving out of the energetic struggles that are actually holding us back, that are keeping the stories going, that are dimming our light, that are creating blocks and limitations in our life, that are keeping us from going all in on ourselves. So besides the 9 live calls, we have an opening welcome call. We also have bonuses. I have a bonus in there with my highly revered talk called You Are Psychic. I have lots of meditation bonuses. To begin, this is where I will be very different than anyone else that you may have studied with or mentored with or anything. We begin with a 3-day cleanse. The cleanse is not a deficiency cleanse. It's a nutrient-packed cleanse, because we have to look at the whole vessel, and we have to look at what these bodies are processing and moving through. So we start with the 3-day cleanse to create the foundation for the cells to receive what we're going to go through. And then in the last week, in the 9th week, I add something else that people love in my programs, which is a 7-day Wake and Activate experience. Every day for 7 days, we come together for 30 minutes in the morning and we wake and activate doing these embodiment practices, doing what's channeled through for the group and for the highest and best of the evolution for us. And this alone will change your life. Now, if you want to experience the Wake and Activate now, anyone who joins Channel in the next 48 hours will also receive for free my manifestation and magnetization bundle, which includes a 7-day Wake and Activate experience with me. So you'll get to have 2 of them, one live and one that's already recorded. They'll be very different. I never do anything the same. I channel everything. Will there be replays of anything for those on different time zones? Kristen, always replays. I'm all about the replays, always, always, forever and always. Do you know what the best thing to do is? It's to come into any kind of live container, have it recorded, go back and watch it, because you get to observe yourself. So often we don't do that. We don't observe ourselves, but when you observe yourself, you get to have some ahas and epiphanies and enlightenments. So it's really important to drop into those replays. Jeremy says, I've worked with Lori one-on-one and it was amazing. Yes. Y'all, I haven't done a high proximity container in a long time because of the squeeze that we've been in. I literally dismantled everything in my business because there was so much resistance showing up. This is me coming out rebirthed. This is me coming out on freaking fire. This is me coming out like I am going to be activating and supporting you in your channel. I am going to be helping you claim it, no longer just learning it. You are going to be living it with me and with the circle of souls that is called to do this work. If anyone has worked with me in high proximity like Jeremy, you know how I show up. There's another bonus. I will be offering a Telegram thread group where I will be dropping in what I channel through the day, and you get to receive that real time. No one in my life gets to receive that unless they're in the high proximity containers with me. So you get to be in this 5D vibe constantly to actually immerse yourself in the environment with me. This is how we do it. We live it by refining our everyday moments. We have to stop learning it. We have to stop just reading the books, listening to the podcast, listening to the astrologers. We actually have to live it. And when you realize that your triggers and your experiences are the gold, they're the map to your 5D, and then you invest in an environment that cheerleads you on in that, you're unstoppable. You come back to your divine blueprint. You shed all of these layers that have been holding you back. So many people will hold themselves back in the 4D. They'll stay in that healing loop and just look for relief, even with the awareness, and they won't go for it. By the end of this container, believe me, you will be going for it. I'll be sharing with you how I did. When I went all in on myself, when I started investing on myself and in my environments, my channel blew up. I was born a starseed. I was born psychic, but my channel blew up when I cleared the energetic struggles at the root. This is what I do in my masterminds. This is what I do in my private mentorships, which Jeremy was talking about. And this is what we're going to work together on in channel. So let me know if anyone, Emily says, I second Jeremy. Beautiful. Thank you. Where's the link information to register? I'm going to bring it up right now. Thank you, Erica. I start talking and then I don't share the link. Here we go. Let me see. Here we go. Boop, boop. I'm going to drop this in. There is the link in the chat to register. Like I said, this is half off. Next time I run channel live, it will be double the price. And then the next time I run it after that, it will probably shift again because it will continue to grow and evolve. So just feel into what's the environment that you're ready to step into. This has a payment plan. And if, oh yeah, that was the other thing. Thank you. They were like, hang on. Someone was actually going to get gifted to be into channel from this, but nobody downloaded the graphic and shared it. So I trust that it wasn't meant to happen like this. So here's the deal. I am going to gift someone the program, and you can access it by sharing, downloading the channel graphic, sharing it, and getting into the draw before channel begins. Now, if you register for channel now, you'll get refunded. If you win that prize of getting the registration into channel, getting gifted the channel program, no worries. But if you register now, you will get a channeled session with me, which I don't offer anymore. So there we are. Thank you for everyone who's still here. Let me know if anybody has questions. Is anybody in? If you've joined, tell me in the chat. Tell us in the chat. Questions about the program. Tell me how your heart is feeling. Remember I told you I wanted you to practice this? You'll notice if you go into the 3D of your mind of like, oh, I don't have the time. I don't have the money. I'm not ready. This isn't like maybe someday, just not right now. So notice if you're going back to the stories in the 3D, or notice if you're feeling the frequency or the excitement in your heart and your cells. So we should check either the first or second option of channel. Tell me more, Denise. You're welcome, Niley. Thank you for being here. Denise, tell me more about that question. I know there's an option to pay in full, and then I know there's an option for payment plan. And then there's an option to upgrade to get a couple of channeled sessions with me. So I think you're asking, should we do the first pay in full? Second is for 3 payments. Yeah, so you choose. If you want to pay in full, if it feels right, pay in full, here we go. If you want to do the payment options, here we go. What feels aligned for you? Listen to your own guidance there. What are the hours of the live meetings? Kristen said my mind only went to, I don't like to share things in social media. Are you talking about sharing the graphic in social media, Kristen? Is that what you're talking about? The replays are really special. They're really active. The Telegram group is going to be an active channel where you're going to be interacting with everybody. So it's not necessary that you're in the live calls because that's not where we're going to be doing a ton of interaction. I'm going to be doing a lot of like the embodiment. We're going to go through mind, body, soul, energy, kind of like what we did here. But then we're going to come to the Telegram group and talk about it and really process through and like share our experiences there. So if that's interesting to you at all, just know that that's an option. And this is still the program. This is at half price. So no matter what, when I come back next time, it's going to be double this price. Tracy says, I'm still checking things out. You're new to me, and the retreat in July is a big commitment for me. I'm not too excited about Zoom and all the online stuff. Okay, Tracy, so just notice where the stories are in the 3D there, and notice if your 5D is wanting something different. And there's no right or wrong answer here. There's no right or wrong answer, but this is an opportunity to look at where 3 and 4D start to come in. If your heart was like, oh, this is really exciting. I'm like loving what happened in this today. I showed up for Zoom today. Like I've felt so much change and shift in this one day. That's a frequency that lands in your heart. That's actually your innate guidance that wants to move you into a different timeline by showing you something that will help you get there. I did share your graphic on Facebook, by the way. Tracy said that. I think you shared the reel, Tracy. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. I'm ready for this. Perfect timing. Thank you. Did you join, Denise? Did you join? Is that a yes? You're welcome, Emily. Trying to. All right. I'm hanging out, Denise. I'm hanging out till you join. You're going to get a channeled session. What? Here we go. Here we go. Rock and roll. Any other questions? Thank you all so much for being here. No matter what, whether you join channel or not, I trust you. I just want you to trust your guidance because you've got to do it different instead of staying in the stories, instead of staying in the limitations, instead of arguing for the limitations. That will always keep us in 3 and 4D. Now, maybe this didn't speak to your heart. Maybe your heart wasn't a yes on this. Maybe you didn't love everything that happened in this masterclass today. I honor that too. If it's an empowered no, I want the empowered no. I want the heart no. I don't want the story no. I don't want the arguing for my limitations no. I want the empowered yes. I want the heart yes. And I will hold you in all of that. You're welcome. Beautiful. It says JM. You're welcome, JM. Yes. Ah, there it goes. Yep. Denise, you're in. You get manifestation and magnetization bundle. You get a channeled session. You get to start this out like a bang, like the fire that I'm feeling. Jared, you're welcome, Jared. Beautiful. All right, loves. I don't think I see any other questions in the chat. So if you didn't join now, no worries. If you're feeling into it, if you want to allow this transmission to continue to open for you, to continue to access that 5DU, and you're feeling it later, it's open. The doors are open. They are blasted open, and we are ready to go. We already have a beautiful circle of women that have started to join this. This isn't just a women's only space, but right now, there's quite a few women that have joined in, and they are ready to welcome you as well. It's going to be amazing. Like I'm on fire. What else can I say? I'm on fire and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to take you with me. If you want to go on this ride, like, let's go. Thank you for everyone who is still here, who has stayed through this whole transmission. Please, if you didn't tell me in the chat how this has landed for you, what has opened up for you, what's revealed for you, please send me a message. I want to hear. I want to hear. I feel like this has been massive, and I want to hear about the timelines that you jump just from this. So I love you. I love you. I love you. You'll get the replay. Come back and do the embodiment, and have a beautiful day. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Mwah. I love you.